In this video, I started a first-generation farm with nothing but a bank loan and a pickup truck. So now I have the challenge of building a profitable farm from scratch. Will I go broke or will I make it big? Stay tuned to find out. And if you guys enjoy content like this and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and drop in a like helps too. Anyway, let's go build a farm. Well, it is another day back out here on the farm, and would you look at all the grass? It's growing finally. The crops are coming up. Everything's looking real good, but we do have a slight problem. Let's see, how far do I got to walk out in the field here? Ah, right here. We got weeds. That's not good. Not to mention, if we look right in the right-hand corner there, our fertilization's only at 50%, which is not good. We want 100% or 75 if possible. Now, currently, there's not enough weeds to justify spraying everything out, but we will have to probably do that eventually. What we have to do for now is get everything fertilized. So I'm gonna hop in the truck here. We're gonna grab our gooseneck trailer and run into town and see if we can get ourselves a rented fertilizer spreader and some fertilizer. Now, this is not the only problem I have. In a very few short weeks, or a month or so, maybe 2 months, I forget exactly what it is, but we're gonna have harvest coming up. And I currently do not have any kind of a gravity wagon, a combine, none of that stuff. That's something we have to fix as well, and I think I may have a lead on a combine. But unfortunately, the place where it's at, the guy won't be around till later today, so we're gonna have to wait till then. But I'm hopeful we'll actually have something by the time harvest comes. So I'm just pulling into the co-op here, and this is where we rent our equipment from. And I'm hopeful the fertilizer spreader is still here. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna run in and check how much that is for, I think, 2 days. We're gonna try for 2 days. And then I gotta look at some fertilizer prices. I can't imagine that's gonna be cheap. All right, so the total rental cost is $500, which is not too bad for 2 days. So they're gonna load this up onto my trailer along with a bunch of fertilizer. Then we should be able to get some fertilizer spread and done. Gotta get them yields. So for our first round of fertilizer, I am going to get 6 pallets, which comes out to $11,520. Definitely not cheap, but it's definitely needed. So we are just leaving the co-op here with dang near a full trailer and only $91,000 and some change in the bank account, which I'll be honest, not great. So in addition to the fertilizer spreader and the fertilizer, I also picked up a pallet of lime, and you guys will see why in a little bit. I really hope this 6 pallets is enough, because if not, I'm gonna go broke trying to fertilize the fields on the farm here. All right, back at the farm once again. I just realized I really need some gravel out here, because when it rained, this dirt that we got all around the shop and kind of leading to the other road here just got so dang muddy, and if I don't fix it, it ain't gonna be turning out too great in the future. So before I can get the fertilizer spreader off the trailer, I gotta get rid of all these pallets. Now, the reason why I got the lime, see all this grass that we planted kind of all around here? Well, we're gonna be mowing it for hay, at least while we don't have any other buildings taking it all up. So while we can mow it, I want to get the maximum possible yield, and in order to do that, we need some lime on here, and I think 1 pallet should be enough. If it's not, well, I guess some of it's gonna have to go without lime, because lime is almost more expensive than fertilizer, I believe, or close. I'm not sure how this is working. I'm just not even gonna question it. There we go. Now we can get to the fertilizer spreader. We're gonna try to do this lime first. Doubt it's gonna fill up most of the spreader with just 1 pallet here, but we'll see what we can do. I need some rear weights on the back of this thing. Just 1 pallet's making it a little bit tippy. Well, by the looks of it, we got to about halfway, maybe a little bit more. Oh, almost halfway exactly. Okay, not sure how wide the spread is on this. Yeah, it's not terribly wide. Apparently some trees have popped up. Not sure what happened there. I haven't even done half of this and I'm already down to 18%, so it doesn't give me much hope for finishing this, but oh well. Okay, well that's it. Well, I suppose if I run into town again, I'll grab another pallet, but for now I'm just gonna focus on getting the main crops fertilized. So 2 pallets should do it. Oh no, that's right. These things don't carry 2,000 liters like the lime ones do. But it'll take a few pallets. Maybe all that we have, actually. Could be about 4. See, this is why I said I needed rear weights. All right, that's it. It's full. We're gonna run across the river here and just do these smaller fields, which are all soybeans, which I want the better yield on if we're gonna run out of fertilizer quick. Actually, you know what? Doesn't look like we're gonna run out of it too quick. But there's a lot of weeds out here. And I keep forgetting I have GPS on this thing. It just makes the job so much easier. But by the looks of it, just putting fertilizer on this one small field cost me over 10% in the fertilizer spreader. I don't think we're gonna have enough. All right, so I've got these 2 fields done here. Now, if we look in the bottom right corner, you can see yield bonus and fertilized is 50% and yield bonus is 75. If we move over to the fertilized field, we're looking at fertilized 100% and yield bonus 97%. I will take that. That is that field back there done. I'm down to 26%. I'm gonna go fill up the rest of the fertilizer we got there and hope we can finish at least one more field. Well, dang, it looks like the 3 pallets that we did have there brought us back up to 84%, so who knows, we might be lucky here and finish this off. Oh, this field at least. I highly doubt the other field. You know what? This may be one time where I'm happy to be wrong. We may actually have enough for this last field here. Now, I completely forgot up until like 2 minutes ago that I have 2 pallets of fertilizer left in the shop here. Now, they're not full pallets. I think there's only about like 350 liters between the two of them, but we're gonna see if that gives us enough to finish off this last field, which if it does, I would be super happy. That would also mean I only need 7 full pallets to do the entire farm, and that's good information for next year. The one here only literally has 11 liters in it. That is ridiculous. Like, look how quickly this goes. Yep, gone. This one does have a bit more. That brought us up to 37%. Let's see if we can get this finished. This field is just oats, I believe. It's not important for us to get crazy big yields off of this, even though we'd still like to. The soybeans are the most important part because they make the most money. Okay, well, we have 2 more passes left. I'm just gonna leave it. It's not worth me getting another whole pallet of fertilizer just for 2 little passes, so good enough. I thought I was gonna need this spreader for like 2 days, so I don't know, we might get like 250 bucks back if I can get it back today. The co-op closes in like 40 minutes, so I'm gonna try run there. And then by the time I get that delivered, I should be able to go take a look at this new combine that we might be buying. Well, not new in any way, other than new to us. From what the guy told me, the thing's basically become a part of the force, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Look at that, 250 bucks back in our pocket. So the farm that we're headed to is actually one of the farms of the guy who pulled us out the other day. He's one of my neighbors, and when he was out of the farm giving the tractor a pull, I mentioned to him that I was looking for a combine here sooner than later, and he's like, well, if you're really looking for something that's cheap, I got something out in the back of the woods there that might fire up. He said it was left there by his grandpa. He doesn't even know how many years it's been sitting there, so we're gonna go check it out and see if it's even worth saving. I'm pretty sure this is the place. He said he'd be here in about 20 minutes, so I think it's right back there. I'm just gonna try to take the truck down there. Hopefully I don't get stuck. With all the rain that we've been having, I'm surprised this is not flooded out. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, it's definitely seen some better days. This is buried. What is this? An old Massey Ferguson. What numbers on the side? Can't even see. Is that an 850? Massey Ferguson 850. The tires actually don't look half bad. I can't see much because it is completely surrounded in brush. See if I can climb up to the cab. Ah, here we go. All right, not too bad, not too bad. The only tricky part with these old combines is they're kind of hard to find parts for. Now, my neighbor said he doesn't know why his grandpa parked it this long ago. I mean, you hear stories of old guys just parking stuff because they got something new. So who knows? This thing could have a load of problems or it'd be pretty easy to get going again. But my neighbor was just over here. We had a little bit of a chat. He wants 20 grand for this thing, which is steep, but I really couldn't get anything cheaper unless I went to an auction and tried to find something. But there is a plus to this deal. He has another one of these combines, but the motor's blown up on it. So he said if we need any parts from that, we can take off of that. But here's the thing. I don't know much about these old Massey Fergusons, so I'm going to call a local mechanic, see if he can come out here and try to get it running. And if we can get it running, I'll pay him the 20 grand. But another plus we got out of this deal is at his other farm, he has a sprayer. And I mentioned to him that the co-op one is pretty dang small, the one that the co-op has for rent. And he's like, well, you can rent mine out. He's like, it's a big self-propelled one. It'll take you like an hour to spray your whole farm. So I think tomorrow we're going to run over there, go grab it. He wants like 2 grand for the day, which I'm fine with. I mean, I think it's like $1 grand to rent the co-op one. So I'll take that. So it's the next day here. I had to stop in town last night and fuel up the truck. That's why there's a couple bucks missing from my account. Now we got fuel for the day. I got the mechanic out there already working on the combine, and I am going to go run to the other farm there where my neighbor's at and see if we can get a sprayer. And I'm also going to have to go pick up spray. Maybe I'll go do that first, actually. Man, I don't even know how to calculate how much we're going to need for out here. I think we'll just make a guess for this year, and then next year at least we'll know. So we're going to go with 4 here, and that is $9,600. And I hope these crops bring a good profit. All right, spray delivered. Let's go get the last piece of this puzzle. When my neighbor said he had a big self-propelled, this is not exactly what I thought he'd have. This is huge. I think we'll have all the spraying done in like 30 minutes. At any rate, it did cost us $2,000, so that brings us down to $80,000 and some change. I just realized, am I gonna be able to fit this thing through the gate? Oh boy. Ooh, just barely. Now I'm thinking about it, I don't know if we get that combine running, it's gonna fit through the gate. This might not be good. And look at that, my neighbor even brought back my truck for me. He said he had to come out this way anyway, so he got one of his guys to drop it off. So 2 pallets, that brings us up to 88%. We're gonna try with that. I'm guessing that might be enough, actually. Who knows? This whole field's literally gonna take 2 passes. And we can go 30 with it? We can go 31 with this? This is ridiculous. I've also realized that I have severely overbought the amount of spray I'm gonna need. Oh well, I guess we'll have some for next year. And maybe the year after that. I don't think GPS is entirely necessary, but I'm using it anyway. All 3 fields back here, and I only used 4%. I think overbuying spray might be an understatement. Well, that's it. Used a total of 11% in the tank. Oh, man. Spent so much money on spray. That is ridiculous. Well, I'm gonna go get this sprayer returned, and then I think we'll head out to the combine. The guy called and said he's just about ready to start it, so hopefully we can get there in time. Actually, I gotta unload this thing first. All right, I'm excited to see if this thing starts. Ooh, the mechanic's got a nice truck. All right, well, he said to hop on in there and try crank it up. Here goes nothing. He just put a new fuel pump in, so it's taking a little bit. There she goes. She's alive. Okay, so it's been a couple hours here. We've been working on this thing. After we got it fired up, we found a couple leaky hydraulic hoses. We filled up the tires with air. He had to go to the parts combine and get that fuel pump, of course. There was a couple other little things, but now we should be ready to try and pull it on out of here. All right, fire it up. Fires up nice and easy. Lift up the header. That actually lifts up now. Oh, we're moving. We're moving. Yeah, look at that. It's actually out of the bush and running. All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. Well, dang, for how old this thing is, it actually doesn't look too bad. Tires are a little bit cracked, but they hold air for the most part. We haven't actually tried turning on the threshing or anything yet, so we're gonna try that and see if it makes any weird noises. Oh, not too bad. I think we may actually have a winner here. Okay, so we are actually on the road here. The mechanic's gonna be following behind shortly just to make sure we're gonna make it there in one piece. But if all goes well back home, I'd say we got ourselves a running combine, or a semi-working one at least. But for all the stuff he had to do, I know my bills are gonna be expensive. Oh, looks like all the lights work too, even better. Okay, the part I was worried about is coming up here, the gate. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it through here. Ooh, that's gonna be close. Yeah, nope, that's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to try maneuver my way through here. I've got an idea though. If I bring it around here and just slowly work my combine through, just little bit by little bit. All these cars that just went past gotta be like, what the heck is this guy doing? Oh, I'm so close. I think I might have it. Maybe. Nope, not quite. So I managed to make it back to the farm, only taking out 7 mailboxes, 8 power poles, and 4 school buses. The mechanic just left, paid his bill of $5,000, and then the bill of the combine, which came out to $20,000. So that only leaves us with $55,000. Seems like a lot, but there's still a lot of things to buy yet before harvest. Anyways, now I gotta figure out how to get my truck back here. Well, hope y'all enjoyed. Subscribe, and goodbye.